Okay, so your car, motorized vehicle, etc., at this point should have the car totally covered. You should have blending options on it. You should have all of your layers labeled. You should have styles on your layers. You should have a name and a slogan somewhere on here. So now what we're going to do today is we're going to work on the background. So there we are going to do 3 different backgrounds. You must do all 3. Please do not stop at 1. If I do not see all 3 over here named, then I will take points off. So the first one is we're going to make a new layer. We're going to hit the plus sign. Maybe. There you go. We're going to make sure it's all the way down at the bottom. If it's not on the bottom, it's going to cover everything that you have. We're going to go to the paint bucket tool. We're going to go to our colors. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on this color. I'm going to go over here to my swatches. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom where I brought in my colors, and I'm going to pick a color. I need a color that's going to contrast this. If I pick this purple, that car is going to get lost. So I either need to pick a light purple or a white, or you can try a black, but with these dark colors, I don't think it would work. So we'll try it just so we can see, because I know a lot of you will go straight to black. If I have my paint bucket and I click on it, it's just really dark. Unless you can figure out a way to, get your wheels and that type of stuff with a stroke. You can do a style around this stuff if you wanted to, but it would be a lot of work. It depends on what you want it to look like. So I'm going to hit Control Z to undo. I'm going to go back to my color. I'm going to pick the light purple this time, and I'm going to click on it. Okay, so I still lose some stuff because I used the light purple in here. So I'm going to hit undo, and I'll probably end up just going to white because I don't particularly like it, but it will give me a solid color. So we're going to change this layer 2 to solid background. We're going to turn it off. We're going to make a new layer, and now we're going to make a gradient. Now there's several gradients that you can use. So I'm going to go here to my paint bucket. I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit gradient. And right now it's white and red. All right, so I'm going to pick from my colors. I'm going to go with probably a light and a white. And then a white. I might do black. We'll try black. We'll see how it goes. All right, now up here, if you can see, there's different gradients that will be. So if I have this one, it's just going to be from here to here, and it's going to go this way. If I do this one, I'm going to have it come out from the center. The farther I drag it, the farther the first color goes. So if you like just a little bit of black on the ends and you can highlight it and you can do something to your things, that'll work. This one is more of a line. If I wanted it to be a line, cut it off somehow, you could do that. This one is from top to bottom, and this one is like a starburst. So I could do a starburst right behind my car and have black around it. All right, I need you to play with these. I need you to come up with 2 colors that would make sense, and then you can be done with this one. Now, I'm going to tell you that if I was doing this and I was keeping this background, I would go to styles. Well, can't do it in red, but we could do it in white because white is one of my colors. And then that would actually bring it out so that it doesn't get lost in the oops, sorry, my fault, in the background. So once you have chosen that, go ahead and take layer 2, double click on it, and put this one as gradient. All right, we're going to turn it off. And now the last one is that we're going to create a new layer. And we are going to create a gradient. So I'm going to change my black to white. So it's purple and white, and I'm going to have my gradient here. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to, whoops, wrong one, sorry. So in my gradient, I'm going to select so that I have a gradient of some kind. I wanted a little bit more than that. Oh, I'm still on this one. Never mind. Okay, so we have to go back to this one and get some kind of gradient. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Filter, Distort, Wave. Okay, you can take these and name them whatever you want, or number them whatever you want. But you see, if you change all of these, it will change all of what it looks like. So let's try 60 and 130. Oops. Oh, that's percentage, so we have to do a percentage. We'll try 80% there. All right. You can make these triangle, you can make them square, you can make them whichever way you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and I think the square would work. I'm going to kind of randomize it, and then I'm going to hit OK. So I get this, so it's just kind of busy and whatever. So if I have that layer selected and I do this again and I go to Filter, Distort, Polar Coordinates, I can get like a starburst effect. So I can change this. Now, you know, I know this is what I want to do, and I'm going to change it. So now that I can move it, I can hit Control T so that I can have like the starburst coming right out of the top of my Bronco or my Passport. All right, and you play with it, you move it around, you hit enter to get the boxes to go away. And then the last thing you can do is if you change this to opacity, I'm going to take and I'll make it like 50%. All right. And it's hard to tell because you can see all the little boxes. So the easiest way to do it is if you go to File, Print, and it will come up, it'll show you how dark it is, if it's too dark, if it's overtaking things, that type of thing. I will say, looking at this, just because we did it before, I would take my passport here. I would double click on the layer, and I would change my stroke now to one of my darker purples. All right, hold on a minute. Let's move this over so we can see our colors. And then I would probably move it over to maybe this one. No, that's the same color. Okay, we're going to go with that one. So now when I go to File, Print, it will stand out a little bit, but that is up to you. You might want to use black, you might want to use, but you cannot use anything other than the colors that you have chosen. Once you are done, hit cancel. We're going to go down to our last layer. We're going to call this Sunburst. And then whichever one you like the best, that's the one that you get to put up here. So if I like the, turn the car off. If I like the gradient the best, or the sunburst, or the blank one, whichever one you like best. You do not turn it in today, you will turn it in at the end of the week. If you have any problems or questions, let me know.